Um,
No,
I don't think that you would ever
because
die. I think.
well, are you talking
like,
PvE or
you'll-
PvP?
Either.
Because in PvP, I can turn all of your self heals against you, and
As what? As what class?
Mesmir has I think it's two things that create a diminishing return on self heal, and fuck up your creating vulnerability and lowering defense. So as far as PvP is concerned, I can make your heals not do shit for yourself, lower your defense, and then somebody else can come in and poop on you. So that, as far as PvE is concerned, I think there are quite a few mobs that cause vulnerability, but I'm not sure if I've seen any that so far diminish your return on heal. So PvE possibly. I know Juan's running a pretty sick build on his warrior that self heals like a badass, but I'm not sure if it's PvP viable as God mode.
I don't think that they would let it exist if it was.
I wouldn't put that past them, but
I would, just because that's not the way that MMOs are set up. Anything that.
well, I mean, what
anything
does your
that is
statement
perceived
mean?
as-
Well, what you said? What does that even mean? The way MMOs are set up, like it's so
the balance, like the balance of power. No class. I mean, like there's
every
always gonna be
patch,
classes
every
that are
patch,
a
WoW
little better
makes
suited,
something
but-
else overpowered. Like
Right.
balance
and then the next
is
patch comes out, they fix it, and then the next
balance
patch
is a
comes out, they
marketing
fix whatever they
choice.
messed up. You're right, it is. But that's what I'm saying is that like if something, but the major stuff usually gets hammered out. Like, look, if you're playing a rogue and rogues have been OP for 3 months, expect in a patch that they're going to get nerfed to the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
If you're playing a Death Knight and Death Knights have been at the bottom of the pile, expect in the next few patches that you're going to get moved up to the top of the pile.
And if you're a
Because
shaman,
the
you're
numbers-
fucked.
If you're a shaman, you're fucked. Yeah, exactly. If you're a shaman, go heal something because that's all you're good for. But like, that's just the way that the MMOs are set up. Is that
By the way, guys, welcome to the live
Balance is the
stream. We are back for the first time in almost 3 weeks. So we are back on top of the world. So
and
for all those watching on Twitch, and we'll be watching this on YouTube, yay, we're back. So expect the return of content, because uploading to YouTube the past couple weeks has been really, really freaking crazy, and multiple uploads is not my bag. So I've been waiting for XSplit to get their kinks hammered out and YouTube to be okay, and so all the recorded Guild Wars footage that I have will be processed, edited, and posted soon, as well as live stream of getting my Mesmir to 80. That will happen. So we are back. Sorry.
and in the middle of a conversation
Yeah.
about the state of MMOs.
About the state of video games in general.
Yeah, you know.
There just happened last week, and this is something that everybody can touch upon. And if you don't know about it, welcome to the world of marketing and video games. A journalist in the UK got fired. And if you watch TGS, you'll know about this. I'm kind of rehashing it with different opinion. A journalist got fired in the UK for slamming, I believe it was the company he worked for. He was supposed to give a unique and unbiased opinion of something. Well, what he did was there was this convention for journalists. It was like, come check out all our games and write things about them, but we're going to shower you with gifts so you'll write good things because you're caught up in the moment and you're feeling good about it. Well, there was one journalist in particular that they spotlighted. This woman did not say at all that she worked for Square Enix and was getting paid to write a review about Square Enix by somebody else And then she goes on Twitter and starts pumping up the new Tomb Raider game at this convention, and the convention was giving away PS3s to every journalist that would tweet about their game. And this guy slammed the market and said, "This is what's wrong with gaming. You are what's wrong with gaming." Like, people getting paid and getting showered with glittering prizes, and then being like, "Okay, now write about the game based on the experience that we gave you." And it's creating a giant backlash within the consumer market, because gamers are like, how do we trust these people anymore? Because these companies are basically paying journalists off to write good reviews about games. And this is where the IGN, the GameSpot, the big guys that write articles, Giant Bomb, and Giant Bomb a little bit less, are getting criticized like huge, because they don't have, people don't trust their unbiased opinion anymore. And the YouTube market is exploding with gamers being like, I want to see I want to see a review of a game by a person that is completely unbiased. Or, well, that's kind of a hard term to say, because everybody has their own style and what they like, and if I reviewed MMOs, I'm an FPS player by heart. I love everything about FPS. If I was to go and get paid to review an MMO, I would probably give not such a strong rating. But I'm a positive person in general, so it wouldn't be that bad. But players are going towards the underground market of reviews. And
they want other players to tell them what they thought about the video game. They
Yep.
want an honest
Well,
opinion,
the thing is you
one
can't
that is not
even read.
influenced by the marketing.
I believe it was the Washington Post that did the review of Borderlands 2. And literally, I'm rehashing the exact same thing TGS did. I know this, but our opinions are what matters here, not theirs. It's just hashtag truth. So, Washington Post put out a review of Borderlands 2 for some fuck-awful reason that nobody can explain. They did a review of Borderlands 2, and it was the most uninformed, uneducated piece of shit that has ever hit anything. I saw it, and it was disgusting. Because it was written by a journalist who doesn't play video games. Like, you can't go on IGN or GameSpot and find somebody that's reviewing a game before release, pre-release reviews or day one reviews, that is not a gamer. The problem is where's their influence coming from? And where is... I mean, if you work in IGN and you're getting paid by IGN to review this game, you're not going to trash the way that IGN is creating this avenue for you. Like, you want to get paid. You want this to continue. You want to keep your job. So what are you going to do? Are you going to trash and risk not getting that? Because you have to be like a total biscuit in order to get away with trashing every fucking thing you don't like. You have to have the backing of the community, of the fans. You have to be popular in order to pull that off. And you shouldn't have to. You should be able to say whatever the fuck you want, no matter who's paying you, if you're a journalist, because that's what a journalist is, it's an unbiased opinion of something. And
What it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be. And I think that... Look at the marketing. For example, there's a picture of... this journalist is supposed to review, I think it was Halo 4 or Call of Duty, Black Ops 2. Very recent. He is standing in front of a giant coordinated pile of Mountain Dew and Doritos. It was Halo. Mountain Dew and Doritos with this giant elaborate backdrop, and the lighting was customized to this, that, and the other. And it's this giant elaborate thing. And he is supposed to write, after experiencing all this, getting paid for by the company that does this, he is supposed to write an unbiased opinion of Halo 4. If he doesn't like it, he's fucked. Why does that have to exist? Like, I mean, it's great for YouTubers because they can get their honest opinion out. The problem is they don't get early access to the games. they're basically waiting for the game to release, and then they're reviewing it. For the late consumer, be like, all right, well, people are having this, and that about the game. I'm going to check it out before I buy it. But that's like 2 months after release.
I loved it.
You need to get early access to the game in order to review it. In order to get early access to the game, you have to be something that the company likes. They want good press. They want their marketing scheme to work. So they're not going to give free copies to people who are going to trash the game before release. So how are we supposed to get unbiased opinions before a game is released from anybody? It's it's a hard thing to think about because it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe a boring subject, but it's very important to the gaming industry, and I think, like I said many times, Indy has got this. They're like, love it or hate it, this is what it is. Like, write all you want about it. Indie game reviewers get games thrown at them left and right just because the indie developers don't care. They just want the press of the game, period. And I think that I don't know. I think it's a very, very bad thing that's being discussed more and more in the mainstream gaming community.
It's also had a point. Oh, I was watching TV the other day. I watch ESPN a lot.
Mm.
It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. Flip through to ESPN2. And I'll be damned if the Sports Nation, I'll throw that name out there and give them a little bit of press, we're not talking about Halo 4. They were riding it around in one of the Halo 4 Humvees, real life Humvees.
Yeah.
They brought it with them, and they went and took a joyride and ran over Tim Tebow and did a whole bunch of other stuff.
It's sponsored by Doritos.
Yeah, probably. What were they doing there?
Yeah.
Was my question. Is like,
It's become a ridiculous carnival of look at me, look at me, look at me. If you don't like what you see, we are going to stifle your response. It's not supposed to be this way. It's not. You were supposed to be able to trash a bad game.
okay, if all I'm interested in is sports, I'm watching ESPN, right?
Mm.
I want to hear about sports stories. I want to hear about last night's game. I want to hear about that stuff. That's why I'm watching that. I want to hear about Halo 4 while I'm watching sports. If I want to hear about Halo 4, I'll go read a blog on a website, or I'll watch a video on YouTube, or I'll do something like that. Plenty of ways for me to a trusted source. Let me paraphrase that.
Yeah.
much.
And if you're watching
Which are hard to
ESPN,
find.
you don't want to see a... You kind of do. Kind of
I don't
They're
want
a little
to see
bit...
somebody riding around and doing something that I want to be doing.
But for the
that does
journalistic
not bring me
perspective,
happiness. It pisses me off.
you don't want to see somebody that is completely biased towards a certain sports team or a certain, like a certain way of playing defense, or they only consider this style. They think Peyton Manning is the best and everything sucks, and you don't want to see that 24/7 because the Colts are sponsoring this event or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want an honest opinion of this team or this quarterback or this defensive lineman. Like, you want that honest opinion, that bias out there.
Exactly. It's like if Peyton Manning came up to me and told me that Papa John's had the best pizza in the world, and I know that he's sponsored by Papa John's, I don't trust what he says.
Yeah.
Period. Because he's getting paid millions of dollars to say that. Whether he believes that it's the truth or not, I can't trust that.
And this is a
The same
huge
thing
problem
goes-
with creating hype in the gaming community. It's a huge problem. Hype is created because journalists are being paid and showered with gifts to create pre-release reviews that are inaccurate and biased.
Which, interestingly enough, and I'll just throw this out there, it kind of goes in with what we were talking about before the stream came on, and what you were just talking about is that social media. It's done a lot to hurt games,
Yeah.
but it's also done a lot to help games. Because now you have the people who are in the beta test, and the NDA drops, and then they flood
Yeah.
Twitter and Facebook with the stuff like, oh my gosh, this game is amazing. see PlanetSide 2 for
Freak.
factual
Yeah.
updates of that. That game is ridiculous about Twitter. Like, I'm just saying.
yeah. PlanetSide 2 lives on Twitter. And I think PlanetSide 2 is a great example of the silver lining in the cloud of clusterfuck journalism on games. Because the PlanetSide 2 devs straight up say, yeah, this aspect right now sucks. Sorry, we're fixing it. And it's transparency that PlanetSide 2 and a couple other games right now are bringing to the table. Raider Z is another good one, not to the extent because they're majority Korean and they're weird, but they try to do that as well. And I don't think Call of Duty never gonna fucking do that. Halo 4 never gonna do that. Assassin's Creed 3, good luck. You're not going to get that honest thing from games like that and marketing companies and producers that do that. It's just not going to happen.
And another interesting thing that I saw throw out there is that if you were going to find out about a game and you're thinking about buying this game, but you're on the fence about it, you're not too sure. If you go and you look up a live stream of this game, let's say, and you see this guy playing, and you open it up, and he's got the gunner glasses on, and he's got, you know, the Razer backdrop, and all this stuff for, you know, different video gaming stuff, and he's just, like, selling the crap out of this game like, you know, like a pimp on the street. Alright? Like, he could not possibly be doing any more to sell this game to you. Are you going to watch his stream, or are you going to watch the guy with 7 viewers down at the bottom playing the exact same game, saying, that's okay, this is what's really good about it, but then it's got these problems over here. Granted, that's his opinion, and they both might be true, but which one are you more likely to believe? Personally, I'm more likely to believe the guy with 7 viewers who's giving me what I know is an honest opinion, because he hadn't bought in and he's not getting paid all this money to do this crap.
Yeah.
He's doing it because he enjoys it and he wants to give his opinion to you. That's what, that's what social media is all about. I mean, it's people's opinion about the games. Doesn't matter. You don't have to agree with everybody's opinion. You could play the exact same game as me. I think it's terrible. You think it's great. That's the difference between us.
Actually, that's mine and your opinions quite a bit. Actually.
Yeah. Well, minus a few of them, which we both agree that I would never play.
We both agree that Gotham City Imposters is amazing. That's something we can both agree on.
Right. No, it is, and we can both agree that I will never touch a couple of certain games that will remain nameless. I will never play them ever again. I don't care if you told me that if I play this game, you will put me on $1 million salary a year. I still wouldn't play this game.
Yeah.
And I would not give you a positive review on it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. There's not enough things for me to fill a day talking about.
Yeah. It's not worth suicide to. Yeah.
Pretty much.
And the problem is that people don't want the negativity. Like, if... Alright, PlanetSide... Nah, that's not a good example. Or for Guild Wars, before Guild Wars dropped. Before NDA lifted, I think they had an NDA. I remember Robbie talking about it, I think.
Yeah, they had an...
It was this giant community of people from Guild Wars 1, like, oh my god, this game will be amazing, I will make this game amazing for me, and there's nothing you can say to change it.
Did that.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that with a lot of games. Every Call of Duty fan that has ever existed is like this. So you get that group of people,
they're changing the way that the horizontal and the vertical stretch moves, and they're changing the way that the guns look, and it's going to be more realistic and in your face.
Totally worth $60 again.
It's $60. It's only $60, and I mean my parents are paying for it anyway. And on top of that, I mean, it's just look at it. I mean, it looks fantastic. It doesn't matter that it's the exact same game for the last 10 years. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And so that attitude and that terrible attitude is infectious to reviewers, because in order to be popular, you have to cater to what the people want to see. The people want to see a good review of the game. Companies will pay reviewers with gifts and like come to our company and experience this awesome weekend of our new game, and they will totally hype up the journalists, and the journalists will produce content that those players want to see, and it's completely biased. And then there's the guy who's in beta, who's me, who's like, I really like this aspect of the game. They could change this dramatically. I don't like this, but I really like this. Giving honest opinion that's not going to be popular because it's not what the giant crowd of 16-year-old fanboys want to see. And I don't think that's right. Trying to get up there and do what I'm trying to do, it's harder because I'm not getting free copies of the game before release. I'm not, doing that kind of thing. I'm not getting gifted by developers to do this. I have to do it the poor gamer way. But the honest opinion is there, and this is actually what people want to see. It's just not a popular thing. And
right, and I mean, I think
I don't approve.
I think the gaming community as a whole is starting to rotate towards that line of thinking where they'd rather get the honest opinion than the opinion of the guy who's getting everything handed to him. It's like, I'll give you this analogy. Which person, like, all right, if you're in
that
high
browser
school,
game we played, that StarCraft mech browser game that we played,
for no reason, that was, not a game I'm going to go back and play, seriously.
But it was a hell of a...
Probably never going to go back and play it ever again.
A hell of
but
a 30
it was fun
minutes.
For the hour and a half that I threw at it, it was great.
Yeah. And...
great waste of time.
Yeah. And...
But my little analogy, it's like, if you were like the principal of high school, right, or a teacher, an authority figure of some sort, you have two kids sitting in front of you. One kid is, wearing a leather jacket, and he looks, whatever. But
he's
like,
50s greaser.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't do anything. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, if I did it, I'd tell you I did it.
Yeah.
And then you have the rich kid sitting next to him, and you know in your head that the rich kid is actually the one that did it.
You can pay.
You're still gonna blame the kid and the greaser and the leather jacket? No, you're gonna blame the rich kid.
You're gonna go with what is popular, what's not going to get you in trouble, and that is siding with the rich kid. So the parents will invest in the school.
Exactly. Which is the problem. It's like it starts there and then it just goes out to the rest of everything.
Which this entire random tangent circles back to what I was saying with free to play in Indy.
Yeah.
They give no fucks about AAA marketing and the way that Mountain Dew and Doritos want to change their game. Like, it's very, very raw, very honest, and I think everything that I've seen that's free to play is like that, because they're letting you experience their game for free, and if you like it, invest in it. It's a very honest marketing model, and it's working, and it's spreading, and it's going to be great. Assassin's Creed 3 is exactly what's wrong with everything in AAA games right now. They had this huge marketing campaign to resell the same game that they've made 4 times, and now they have a microtransaction market in multiplayer, to where if you don't want to play the single-player experience, you can go to multiplayer and buy all of the upgrades that you would earn through single-player that transfer into multiplayer. You can just go in there and buy them. Well, I've already paid $60 for your rehash. Okay? I'm not going to sit there and then again dip into my wallet for more of your same crap.
And
Stop
here's my
it.
other thing about, in that vein.
Please stop it.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to rehash a game, and you're not going to change very much about it, it better have the best story that I've ever seen. The best original story. That even if it's the same concept, Assassin's Creed is a perfect example of that. If you're not going to change anything, give me a good story so that I can at least enjoy. If the multiplayer is going to be the same, give me a good story so that I can actually enjoy the playthrough and feel like I got my money's worth, whether I actually did or not.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
I think if you rehash anything, it should be in the Tomb Raider Legacy style.
Exactly.
If you're going to
I agree.
rehash anything, it should be an HD redone thing, like Halo Combat Evolved did an Anniversary Edition, where they revamped the graphics and they tightened things up a little bit. But the rehash costs like $20 because it's the same fucking game. They're releasing it back to you, newer, better, and skinned out.
Right.
But they've realized it's the same game, so they're going to give it to you at a reduced price.
Exactly.
And I think...
Like the Baldur's Gate one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate that's done through Kickstarter, and they're not getting the huge backing, but it's a rehash. It's going to be at a reduced price, and it's backed by gamers. The money that's creating the game is from the gaming community.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
cannot say
that's-
enough
that's-
about how it's supposed to be.
And I mean, it is adding new content, so technically it's a rehash, but with like an expansion or something.
Yeah, and I'm
I mean, that's
head over
also
heels
my
excited for that.
problem
I cannot wait.
with the Call of Duty, like the whole franchise, is that like if you play Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3,
The
right,
old
before
ones.
Modern Warfare, if you play those, they had a really good story going for them. A lot of people don't remember that, but like they had a unique story, went through different wars, you did all this stuff. It was great.
And at the time that those were
then-
made, they were in competition with Medal of Honor. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
which Medal of
Yeah,
Honor,
they had that.
good God, Medal of Honor was amazing.
Yeah. And then Modern Warfare came out. And when Modern Warfare came out,
It's like,
go ahead.
Hello,
use the
everybody.
phrase
Here's
murder
your
rate,
here's your
because
cookie
it's
cutter
like-
build. Here you go.
Yeah. And then they were just like, well, okay, look, we're going to focus on the multiplayer really heavily in this game. We're not really going to worry about the single player. There'll be some single player stuff, some cool missions that'll be good, but we're really going for the multiplayer. That's
You know,
what
I don't
everybody
even
wants.
remember the campaign for Modern Warfare 1. Not at all.
Oh, yeah, you
I remember-
it because
I remember putting
you had
900
an airplane, you had to go up and free the VIP, and then you got to ride around in an AC-130 and blow the crap
Ah,
up.
yeah, okay.
It's like 15 levels. You had a sniper level and a blowing crap up. I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't anything spectacular. But then, which is fine because of when the game came out, what the game was supposed to be about, and the venue that they went into, which is, we're going to go for the multiplayer, we don't really care about the rest. That's fine. As long as you remember that if you're going to bring the game back in a rehash, which is what they did, well, I mean, they didn't really with that terrible excuse for a second game. They went back to World War II because, I guess
World at War. You know,
that franchise wasn't enough.
the only
I
thing
guess
I
it
enjoyed
was-
about that game was the mechanics of the M1 Garand in that game were awesome. The grenade attachment was fun, and that's the only weapon I used. I put 20 hours into that game, wanted to kill myself, and never played again.
That was the end of it.
What game?
And everybody got
Call of Duty World at War.
I hated that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody did. It's okay. And then, and then they came out with Black Ops, and their whole big marketing push for Black Ops is we put a zombie mode in.
We put a zombie mode, and we actually tried on the story this time. And I will admit,
They didn't try on the story.
Nah,
They tried
hold
on
on.
the story that as good as the old Call of Duty.
no,
games.
I'll give you that 100%. I will say that I enjoyed the storyline in Black Ops. I was actually blown away a few times because it caught me personally, in my opinion. It caught me into the storyline. I actually got invested. So I had a lot of fun with Black Ops story. Multiplayer, I maybe put 40, 60 hours into multiplayer in competition with my experience in Modern Warfare 1 that I put in
I put 300 hours.
I put like 900 hours. Like I played, I think last time I saw it I had 28, 29 days of playtime on multiplayer, is what I remember.
Yeah.
Whatever that calculates to is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But
Oh yeah.
that was a different time. It was a different time.
And I mean, you look at it this way, and then they kept on moving, and their whole focus for Black Ops was the zombie thing. Okay. Then you come out with Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, pause for a second. You guys, while we're discussing, want to go run the lab puzzle?
Yeah.
As soon as I get out of the shower, I'm actually about to take a shower. I was just gonna make the point to take a
I
shower.
thought you were in the shower right now talking. I'm like, dude, what headset are you running? I want that. Christ.
Well, I mean, technically I could as long as I didn't wash my hair. I probably could, but I don't really want to deal with that. So
Don't trust that.
The point that I was going to make real quick, and then I'll go take a shower, and then I'll meet you back over
Yeah,
there
I think
in a minute.
we'll wrap it
But,
up here and start a live stream adventure of this puzzle.
Yeah, I might not. What time is it? Is it like 2:30?
No idea. It is 2:50.
Okay, well then I need to take a shower and go get something to eat. So
Yeah,
I'm probably now.
Yeah, you got it.
But what I was going to say, I'll make this point and move on. When they came out with Modern Warfare 2, they had the story mode was minus a detail or two was the exact same fucking story as Modern Warfare 1.
It was.
I mean, the plane level was identical. They made it a little bit longer, and they put a couple of extra enemies in, and that was it. Period. That was the only fucking difference. And I'm pretty sure that they had pretty much the same guns and a couple of different levels, and that was it. Look, I don't care if you want to make the same game over. Just don't expect people to buy it, and if they do buy it, expect them to come asking for their money back.
Yep.
That's my position.
That is the moral of the story.
Which is why I bought the first one and I haven't bought one since. See, with the game like Guitar Hero,
Ah, yes, a very good example.
there were different songs. You updated the graphics, you gave me different songs, you increased the difficulty somewhat, not too much, but enough. And up until we got to, I don't know, the 974th expansion pack, it was pretty fun. I remember Guitar Hero 1, I played the crap out of that. Guitar Hero 2, I don't know how many hours of that I played. It was a lot.
that wrecked a lot of my social life.
And it was great. I didn't really buy into the expansion packs because that really wasn't me. I wasn't that hardcore of a player, but, whatever.
I think Rock Band really did it right, though.
Rock Band did it fantastically well, better, I would say, minus the...
I don't like...
That you hit.
Yeah, I don't like their UI. I didn't like the UI. I didn't like the some of the hit registration was off.
Yeah.
But the way that they tried to innovate the brand new genre was great, and they're still continuing to do it. But they're starting to get into the let's sell the players so much of the same shit that we're gonna drown them in it.
And here's the other problem that we were talking about earlier before the stream came up. With games that I had a point where it was like going, with how WoW broke the genre and then sparked all these break-offs.
Yeah.
That's what Guitar Hero did.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nothing had ever been like that. And now you have DJ Hero, Pet Trainer Hero, Workout Hero,
shower hero. It's like ridiculous.
Shower Hero, Bathroom Hero.
Yeah.
Well, didn't Rock Band
Pretty much
Guitar Hero for the whole group thing?
Super adjective and put Hero behind it and sell it for $60 as a video.
I'm not sure. That's the release. He said.
I know Guitar Hero started out with like 1 or 2, but Rock Band added the whole concept of a band.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely they did.
Yeah,
but I think
Guitar Hero started out originally as I'm pretty sure it was the first one was only single player. I didn't even think there was a multiplayer.
Yeah, it was.
I'm pretty sure it was was there?
No, it was
I
single
never
player.
played it. It wasn't really my type of game.
Yeah, Guitar Hero. I'm pretty sure Guitar Hero, the first one was just a single player game, and then Guitar Hero 2 they added in dueling guitars so you could play multiplayer together, and a whole new list of songs up to. I'm pretty sure was it Guitar Hero 2 or 3 that had Through the Fire and the Flames? It was 2, wasn't it?
2, yeah.
Yeah.
That one song made that game one of the most popular games at the time.
Yep.
Because
Still
that song.
popular. Still
Oh
popular
yeah.
game.
I can still break out some licks. I still have it.
And then Guitar Hero 3, when they came out with that, that's when they introduced, to compete with Rock Band, that's when they introduced the mic, and you still had the two guitars, one lead guitar, one bass line, and then you had, you also had the drum set with Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah.
And
which was actually really fun.
The way that it happened, Guitar Hero 1 and 2 both, Guitar Hero 2 came out in conjunction with Rock Band. And they had bass line and guitar riff. They had guitar and bass in 2. They only had guitar in 1. So, it took them 3 tries to actually catch up with what Rock Band did in 1, but they also came out several years ahead of time, and I think they honestly, in the long run, did it better based on the UI and song selection. Because I think the song selection in Guitar Hero is way better than it is in Rock Band.
Yeah.
My personal opinion.
I do agree.
Although that Dream Theater song from Rock Band was a doozy.
It was a doozy.
Well, it's like a fucking 17-minute long song. I mean, it's ridiculous, but...
When you come out sweating...
It didn't matter, by the way, like, halfway through the song, like, there are no lyrics, because it's 17 minutes to do the fucking thing for that long. And halfway through the song, the credits started playing. On the screen. Like, there's just, like, credits going down either side in between, like, the avenue of music that's playing. It's like, what in the fucking hell is going on?
Time to do some real damage.
So, anyway, alright, I'm going to take a shower.
Alright.
I will.
You're leaving. I am almost to the jumping puzzle for those who are coming, and that's the end of that. To see this amazing, lively discussion rehashed,
Let's plan Tuesday. We'll just have a sit down for a couple hours and talk about stuff.
Sounds like a deal.
Plan that involves raptors,
so,
by design, foolproof.
we'll see you later. YouTube.com/gmail, Twitch.tv/0. Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen.
On Twitter, follow me.
Oh yeah, Taduf's on Twitter. Gert101 on Twitter.